So close, yet so far away. Today we get to work on my favorite part, brakes. This is the wheel cylinder I need to put on this side. Because the one that's in there is all stuck and froze up. You can't bleed it. And all four of them are probably shot anyway, but we're going to get this one going so we can bleed the brakes out, get some pedal, then I can take this thing down the road, get a little drive in and see how this baby's going to run. So I'll get this wheel off, then the brake drum won't come off. I'll pound on it, beat on it, and reach in and adjust the brake shoes back down, beat on it, pound on it, go have lunch, run to town, think about it for a while, beat on it some more, fill it all full of power lube or something, and sooner or later it'll come off. Then what I can do is go ahead and snap off the brake line that goes into this, go back to town and get a new brake line to run it all the way around over to that junction block that you can't get to. And I don't know, just putting this thing on Craigslist. That's, yeah. All right, let's see what we got here. Bing, bang. Aren't those pretty? Previous owner bought those new. They were like factory looking jobs. Yeah. Not gonna be so bad. Just leave her and have and leave her. Nothing too low without howling. Maybe I'll be lucky and somebody's had this off in the last 20 years and it's not going to be completely froze up and terrible on there. Okay, now I gotta get the grease cap off, get the bearing out, and then start doing this. I gotta grab my big pliers to get that going. So we'll get it. There you got the cap off, and we got the pin out, and you come out here, and my reservation speed wrench here. If you're asking for a fight, you'll get one. Okay. Is it going to be a good day or a bad day? It actually moves. It's not shot. Grease was kind of optional that day. Well, I got to get something to keep my hands from being all greasy on that stuff inside of there. Is it going to pop off? Any odds? What's the over-under on this? Yeah, it's kind of moving. Come on. Okay. Yeah, this is seeing brakes. These are fairly good brake shoes here. So somebody's in here not a million years ago, but I see the boots are busted and cracked on this wheel cylinder. So it's cruddy. We'll get a nice new grease repack there. But I might be able to get this thing out of there. Now I gotta get behind there and figure out what I'm going to use on that. We'll get to that. Well, the brake line broke loose. The flexible job, it's kind of a newer one here, and the back of the wheel cylinder, I got one of them loose. Yeah, we're not bad here. We'll get these unscrewed. See about getting this thing out of here and get replaced. So now the rubber brake line, think about how do I do this, because you can only turn it so far, and you know, twist and winds up. I think I can get the wheel cylinder back out, unscrew the wheel cylinder off of it, something like that, maybe. But I'll fight this thing out of here and get it off the brackets and see about getting her undone. Yeah, that's how she goes. We pop it on out of there, and I can do all the major turning like this. New one goes in, and screw it all the way, almost all the way back on, and then tighten it after I bolt her on in there. So I'll go ahead and leak brake fluid all over my floor while I'm sitting here gabbing. So I can just throw that new one on there right now. Same, isn't it? I hope it is. Yeah, it's the same. Come on, I can see the angle. I can see the angle. You're going to start. You're going to go on there. Everything goes smoother when you have a camera going. Oh, come on now. Don't make me get my light back on so I can actually see in here. Okay, there we go. Oh, she's going together just like the book says. Now, we gotta take these little guys here. I'm gonna clean these up because they're pretty nasty. Hit these on the wire wheel and make them shiny again, because shiny stuff works better. And pop them in there, go back in here. This is cake. This is total cake. Well, I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. This has gone swimmingly well. Got everything in here. Oh, no, the spring's kind of stuck now. See, as soon as I talked, what are you bound up in there? Me, little darling. Well, you go up here. Yep, last step. She hangs up on me. Come on. This got wonky in there. Okay. What are you doing? You're supposed to be turned and faced around like that. All right, get up on that thing. Springs are pretty fun. That's why everybody loves drum brakes. In there. I need a little more room. Oh, there you go. All right. Now, pull it on there. Okay. Now we'll rebuild them. Rebuilt. Okay, now I'll be packing a bearing, cleaning this stuff up, sliding her on. gravity bleed. I gotta tighten up that fitting. Then I'll gravity bleed. Then we'll see how much brake pedal I can get. Probably gonna end up being 2 people to pump and release and do all that stuff to get them bled enough to. But we'll be driving this thing today. Yep. You know it. Okay. Bearings are packed, ready to go back on. You guys know that thing. Put a glob of grease in your, get that out of the way, your palm, and sit there and push the bearing down on it until the grease is oozing up out of there. So it pushes out all the old grease, gets new grease in there, all good to go. You know, we're already putting this back together. I got the brake line tightened up on the back end. Thank you, appreciate it. Yep. I haven't forgotten anything yet, as I usually do. A keen eye watching this video will notice that when I screwed the master cylinder onto the flexi line, yeah, I didn't put the crush washer on there. You know, like I was just saying, turn the camera on and I turned more of a retard than I usually am. So I took it off and put it in there, and did everybody put all that stuff together. So, yep, that's how we're doing it. Just leave her and have her. Wanna have her and leave her. So just tighten this baby back up, get it to the right spot. Crack that open, let some fluid go through it, and fill it up and come out. Get a proper bleed done a little bit later. My gosh, this baby is going to be rolling down the road. That seems about right. Pin back in there, if I can even see. I'm going to get this device and straighten it up a little bit, but pin in, cap on, wheel on, let's go cruising. Yeah, I took my gloves off. Oh, yeah, I did bang it on something in there. You got to pay for this stuff. Pay in blood. It's worth it. All right, now here's where we're at. The brake pedal master cylinder rod is way too short. You're almost to the floor before the pedal starts to engage. So we went ahead and bled the brakes, got it as close as we could, so we still have no brakes. So what we're gonna do is the right thing. We're gonna go out and drive it. And we've got gears to slow us down, and we got a little tiny bit of brakes, and all we got to do is, you know, make it, there's nobody here, it's safe. So we're going to do this. If it didn't stop, we could just put it in, just turn it off in gear. So we're good. Let's go. Ish.
Yeah, it just needs more rod. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
I can feel it. It's working.
Yeah. Yeah, that clutch pedal went bang the first time I put it in, like the stuff was lining itself up. country. We do what we want. Now let's go ahead and do a cold dump down here and smoke the clutch like Freiberger does on every brand new clutch. Burn! Oh, that sucker smoked. What happened? It had 50 feet on it.
There is a fourth. I thought this was a free speed.
Yeah, it's free. Yeah, well, yeah. Free that you use. Woo. See them rings in there, baby.
Breaking up.
It all was good until it wasn't. See, this is a push rod. Normally these are straight. This is just, I think we lost about a half a degree of straightness on this one. I don't know, she flipped out of there somehow, but the cam's still good. Somehow it got out of there and it went gooky. And cam's good. We swapped one in there to this hole, number 3 on the intake, and it lifts up, everything's fine. I just got to get another push rod, and we're back at it. Okay, I was so looking forward to a nice long extended drive video and maybe even sudden loss of traction during acceleration type of events, and didn't happen, as you saw. But just trying to figure out, why did I lose a push rod? There's tension on them all the time. Did a lifter not pump up and leave a little bit of slack? Well, it was running, we were driving. I don't know. But, you know, they're sitting down in the lifter. They're sitting their little cup on the rocker arm. No reason for them to come loose unless maybe this cam has more lift. The valve springs have more tension than factory. Maybe that push rod was just a little weak, and after driving a little bit, it just started to move a little bit, pops out of its hole, and goes bad. That might be it. But as we talked about a little bit earlier, the cam's fine. Everything's going to be fine. I call up AutoZone, and they had a push rod in stock up in their Kalispell branch. It'll be here tomorrow. And so the total cost of this catastrophe, $2.32. I'm winning. I am winning. This is going to work. This was just a little reminder. It's like, hey, don't get too cocky. But it's going to work. So I'll get that in. I'll go ahead and put these videos together, get them up. But once we have that, I'll have my adjustable rod for the master cylinder Tuesday, 2 days from now. And then, so we'll have real brakes so we can drive it. We'll have push rods that probably stay home. And then we'll be able to actually get a real drive in. And then I'll run it down. It's about 20 minutes from here to my buddy Adam's shop. And we'll build an exhaust system for it. So the next time you see any of this, it's going to be a lot more exciting and more fun. Yeah.